Hi, everyone. Thank you so much for joining us today for Grow Your Pipeline Online with Mortar. Just a few housekeeping items before we get started. Your camera is off and your mic is muted. This webinar is also being recorded, so a recording of this will go out to everyone in a follow-up email afterwards. Please send any questions you have anytime via the chat or using the Q&A feature of the webinar. And of course, enjoy yourselves. And we're hoping that you will learn a lot from this webinar, and we're hoping you'll also have questions and send them in. So let's go ahead and get started. Alexis, if you wouldn't mind showing your video and unmuting yourself really quick. Hi there, how are you?
Good, how are you?
Doing well, you're looking lovely today.
As are you.
So really quick, I just wanted to do brief introductions. So hi everyone, my name is Lindsay Rogers and I'm Mortar's community manager as well as one of our customer success managers. And today I'm so excited because we have the director of our accounts team, Alexis Williams, joining us today. So thank you for being here.
Yes, excited to be here.
Great. So what we'll do really quick is I'm going to go back to sharing my screen. Alexis has put together some great information for us to share with everyone out there. Not only will we be going through just a very few amount of slides that we've put together, but we'll also be doing just some brief touring of mortar.com as well. So I know I keep asking for questions, but we're just so hopeful that everyone will send them in. It always makes it that much more fun. So I'm just going to go back to sharing my screen really quick. And I think, Alexis, let's keep our videos on for this too, so that everyone can see our faces. So I'm going to go on to the next slide here. There we go.
Awesome. Yeah. So the plan today is to just talk a little bit about the state of the industry. And we're talking about commercial construction, commercial design, and really we're talking about some of the marketing challenges that professionals in this space have. Then we'll talk a little bit about what Mortar is, walk through a tour of the site, and just talk a little bit more about how companies can market through Mortar. And of course, leaving time for questions and answers because we hope that everyone has all the questions.
Yeah. Great. So let me move on to the next slide for us. Ooh. There we go.
Awesome. Yeah, so this slide just kind of talks a little bit about, as you're marketing to the commercial construction and design industry, what are some of the pain points that we've heard from our subscribers, from our users, and really when you're trying to market a new product or service to new customers, we see that a lot of companies rely on cold calling, referrals, word of mouth, trade show, print collateral, catalogs, a lot of the traditional ways of working, which is still effective, but we're starting to get met with new age buyers who have shifting vetting behaviors, right? They're looking to self-source a lot of the information, find products that could be a fit for their project, and really hold off on engaging a brand or dealer or even potential, architect until they feel that they're, a good fit for the job. Mm-hmm. And that's posed some challenges, right? That's not how we typically have marketed to this group. And then last year with the onset of COVID-19, and we're met with a new challenge of no travel, no trade shows, limited networking opportunities, we really saw a lot of companies saying, all right, we have to shift how we're doing things and what we're doing to meet buyers where they are. And there's been, some companies who've knocked it out of the park and some companies who are saying, how do we do this the best way? And part of that second question comes from tighter budgets, higher scrutiny with what you're spending money on, and really, this desire for efficiency with the dollars that we do put out there, right? We want to know that when we're spending money on marketing or services, that it's reaching the right audience with the right information, and it's going to ultimately come back to us in the bottom line of our business. So that is kind of all of why, we've framed Mortar to be what it is today.
That's great. Let's go on to the next slide here. There we go.
Yeah, so with all of that in mind, really Mortar functions as a search engine for space makers, right? This is for every player in the commercial construction and design industry, whether you're an architect, designer, brand manufacturer, dealer, general contractor, subcontractor. Really, Mortar is the place where you can find products, professionals, and even inspiration for your next commercial project. So we'll dive into the site here next, but I think it's just really powerful that this is kind of an all-in-one platform to become aware of options and be able to contact those professionals or brands directly to source that information that you're looking for to see if they're a good fit.
Yeah. And I love that you mentioned previously too, that you want to meet your new potential customers where they are. And I think Mortar is such a great start to that process for everyone. So I think
Yeah.
this is some great information for everybody. Let me go ahead and head over to the live site, just like you mentioned. Just a moment. All right, is everyone, or Alexis, are you able to see it?
Yes, yes, I can. Awesome. And so we can stick on the homepage here because I think this is really where it all starts, right? Like this big call to action over here on the left, that's really to create your personal profile. And that's what kind of enters you into the Mortar community, Mortar experience, and allows you the most access across the site. And once you've joined Mortar as a user, which is free to use, free to showcase, then typically you'll head over to our inspiration tab up at the top here. And really these three menus are just different ways of searching, but we see that a lot of our users come directly to the inspiration tab because this is a culmination of new projects, new brands, and they can really just kind of see what's new and noteworthy out in the industry. So for example, if we want to click into that first image, here you're seeing a project from ActiveWall for Del Ponte's Bakery. And there's a little bit of a description about what you're looking at here on the right. And then you'll notice this white hotspot here on the image, which gives more information on the product that you're looking at. And from here, you can read about the product, download the specs or view the BIM file, as well as either send a message directly to the manufacturer or find more product information on their website. So lots of actions that you can take just right from this image. You can also save this. I like this, I want to come back to this. The calls to action on the bottom, you can say, I love this, or maybe you're working with a client and you're like, is this what you're looking for? You can share it. Kind of lots of different options with every image on the site. So if you want to exit out of this, perfect, and scroll back up to the top, because what we see most users doing is coming to the site and kind of free typing for what they're looking for. So right now we're going to imagine that I'm an architect and I'm working on a new hotel restaurant project, you know, right along the beach, has great views, and I feel that movable glass walls would be really impactful for that space. So in the text box here, let's go ahead and type movable glass walls. Let's go ahead and whittle that down to hospitality. So
Hospitality.
based on
Alexis, you're cutting out just a little bit. We'll give her a moment just to kind of get back with us. Sorry, everyone.
uh-oh.
Alexis? Alexis, are you there? Sorry, everyone, just a moment. We'll have her get back with us. She'll be here in just a second. But while we are waiting for Alexis, let's see, here she is. That's fast. I'm telling you, this Zoom world, you just can't, you know what I mean? It's the Zoom world that we're living
All
in.
right, can you see me again?
Yes, I can see you, but you are a little paused. While she's getting recalibrated. Calibrated? I think that's the phrase. So what we're looking at here, I know Alexis currently has us filtering down so that you can see what an end user may potentially be searching for. Please know too that this inspiration tab, which is what we're currently on, it's a continuous photo feed. So kind of similar to when you're browsing images anywhere else that you may have in the past been trying to find inspiration, it's kind of that continuous scroll. So by what we've typed in here, movable glass walls, and then filtering down by the sector hospitality, that means that as we're going through this search that we've just typed in, everything we're looking at will actually apply to what's relevant to me, the end user. So that's kind of where we are right now. And this global search bar, we call it global because it truly is on every single page here on mortar.com. So if somebody is lost and they're not quite sure how they got to a certain area, they can always rely on this global search bar to be there to help guide them along the way. So this is a great thing to have here. I see that Alexis is trying to come back, so bear with us here. I'm going to see if I can help her. Oh, there she is. Let's have her show her video. You're back.
I'm back. Oh my gosh. You gotta love when your computer's like, I think now is a good time to update.
I know. Okay, but I'm glad that you're back. I did share with everyone just a little bit more about the continuous photo feed. And I shared with them that the global search bar at the top is a guaranteed on every page here on Mortar. So you're never lost. Just use the global search bar and you'll get right back to where you're going.
Yes, exactly. And I think that the sector, space, product type, professional type, certifications, like these are great options. If you have an idea of what you're looking for, but want to get further down into, just more relevant search results, right? We hate searching through 10 pages of results. But yeah, and so if you click into just the first image here, again, we'll see that same, description. We'll see the, highlight of what product this is. And then the other thing that you can notice here is that there are project contributors identified on this project. So you can see who was the architect. Keller Architects look like they worked on this project. It might look really similar to what I'm looking to build in my new hotel project. Again, and can save this, share this, like this, as I see fit. And I think if you're a manufacturer of glass walls, you're like, well, how the heck can my glass walls show up in the results when people are searching for them? And that's really where we get to why companies showcase their work on Mortar, right? By adding projects that you've worked on, adding the right keywords and descriptions and kind of like guiding users to what is relevant for them, you become one of the options as they're looking for glass walls for this new hotel project. And just like we mentioned about, users looking to self-vet and self-source, the more information we provide here, the more likely it is that they'll have the information they need to be like, you know what, this seems like someone I want to reach out to and just consider, how much is this going to cost for the project that we're looking to get. So just by listing your projects on Mortar, you can get added to more consideration sets from people who didn't necessarily know Covered Glass USA, but knew that they wanted glass walls that could be movable and used in a hospitality space.
Yeah. And one benefit too here on Mortar is we never want to hinder anyone from potentially reaching out to you. So I know we showed you before that in this little product hotspot that there is the opportunity to send a message, but also here, as your eyes are kind of reading everything and learning more about this company, you can actually send a message right here as well. I'm not sure if you can see where my cursor is, But we really want to give as many opportunities as possible for somebody to contact you, even if it's just a quick question, a potential quote, or just wanting to learn more about the company and this project.
Yeah, definitely. And it's a great, soft lead to hand over to your sales team too. A lot of times the marketing team is managing the content that goes into this. But then once we get a message on, hey, I'm looking to, spec this into a 8,500 square foot restaurant, that's a lead that you can then pass to your sales team, and that's really valuable for them.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it is. So great. Where should we head over to next?
Yeah, I think next we can head over to the brand tab.
Great. We'll get us there. There we go.
And so the brand, again, up at the top, these are just different ways to search, right? Inspiration is kind of a culmination of everything. The pros tab is specifically professionals. If you're looking for architects, designers, contractors, even dealers, really. That's where you would go to find that. And then the brands tab is really like product manufacturers if you're looking for specific products. So here, let's use the product type dropdown and do the same thing where we're looking for glass walls.
Great.
So we have the option for glass architectural walls, and then you'll notice that your search results start to dwindle down. And you'll start to see, okay, have I heard of NanoWall? Have I heard of Sage Glass? Have I really considered all of these in this ask for this new project? And when you click into, let's click into NanoWall's profile, for example. So again, I'm an architect looking for a manufacturer who supplies glass walls, movable glass walls. NanoWall shows up as a result, and I click into their profile. And from here, I can see essentially their portfolio of projects. And then if we continue scrolling down, we can learn more about them as a company, where they're located, if they've worked on sustainable projects in the past, what sectors they work in, and where I can find more product specifications. Additionally, what I think is one of the most powerful things is if we continue scrolling down, we can see projects they're featured in, but we can also see companies they've worked with. And to me, this feels like like a digital resume, right? So if I haven't heard of NanoWall, but I have heard of Fluxworks, and I'm like, oh, I loved working with Fluxworks. They had great products. Now I can see that Fluxworks also trusted NanoWall, and that might make me more likely to reach out and consider them for a project.
And what's really cool about the companies we work with, and even the images that have populated right above here, is these are in here not only by the information that you, the company, know, but also by other people and other partners you've collaborated with who are also on Mortar. So for instance, I'm just going to pick on this first tag or this third tag up here, DJR Architecture. They have a profile here on Mortar. So they're on here and they show up in this area because they've worked with NanoWall in the past and they've tagged them in an image. So because DJR Architecture did that, it shows up here with all these other partners, but also those images are populated into this feed right here as well. So that someone who's vetting you and they want to learn more about you, they can click right here on this arrow and see all of the images that you yourself have been tagged in.
Exactly. Awesome. I think that's kind of like that's a high level overview of the site, right? Like how people come to the site, how they search, and what information they can find about you. If you scroll just slightly up, like we say, we never want to hinder anyone from reaching out directly. So under this Let's Collaborate field, that call us, visit website, message us, those are all your calls to actions, your phone number that you designate, this page on your website that you want them to go to. The message us button goes directly to the right contact at your company, and all of those social handles are yours. So we want them to connect with you, we want them to find you, and ultimately want them to select you. So we try to build that functionality all throughout the site.
Yeah, that's great. So there's that message us there, but look, also another message us up here. So we truly want these people to reach out to you and to just get that conversation going, to get that networking going. So that's, part of Mortar too.
Yes, definitely. Awesome. So I think we can switch back to the PDF quick.
Great, let me pull that up. Here we go. I'll go on to the next slide. Okay, there we go.
Awesome. So we did just a quick tour of mortar.com and how people come to the site and search, and how you can kind of have content waiting for them to review and vet. But we also hear a lot of times that you're looking to, sometimes they might not know to look for your product, or might not know that your company exists. So you want to get in front of them in other ways that aren't reliant on them searching for you. So that's where we have our advertising options, where we can feature you in different spots on mortar.com. So over on the left here, we're just highlighting how that's an example of we could feature your project as the first image that people see on the homepage. Which can be really impactful, right? If they aren't aware of that type of project or see a product that's new and noteworthy, they might be enticed to say, hey, what's that? I haven't thought of that before. Similarly, we have email. So our community of users and subscribers, we email them about different spotlight stories and showcase, have you thought about this product, or have you seen this project? Here's what's unique about this use case. We're really committed to telling the stories of those who are on our site, because we want people to be aware of what's happening in the industry and consider things that they might not have before. And that continues in the forum, which is that third example there. And that's really our editorial arm of Mortar. That's us truly writing long form content pieces about our subscribers, about the projects that they're working on, in not a salesy way, not like we're the #1 glass walls manufacturer provider in the US and you should totally buy us, but more so talking about the impact of these products on spaces. We're talking about one of my favorite pieces that we did is with Emmanuelson POTUS and the role of air quality in commercial office buildings and the role that mechanical engineers play in that. It's educational, it's informational, and it's fun. And it might be someone you've never heard of before. And then lastly, of course, we're very active on all of our social channels and love to promote the work of our users and subscribers on those channels. So I think it's important to just call out these different channels, because it's not just search that you're reliant on when you join Mortar, but really this whole ecosystem of Mortar. These are all of the places our users and subscribers engage with us. And again, we want them to find you. So we want you to be in all of these places as well.
Yeah, that's great. Let me go on to the next one here.
Yeah. Oh, this is my favorite slide. And people are like, why? It's so simple. But as the account director here at Mortar, I have the privilege of leading our account services team. And I really feel that our team is the secret weapon for subscribers on this site. We know that a lot of companies don't have huge marketing departments or huge marketing budgets. And so they want to do a lot with a little. And once you're a subscriber on our site, you get a dedicated customer success manager who not only keeps your brand in mind for promotional opportunities, like if we're talking about, the 10 best restaurants, like you have a customer success manager who says, actually, I know of a project who I would really like to highlight. And so you can get featured in more ways because you have someone advocating on behalf of your brand. Similarly, they're the person who helps make sure your content is getting found. So they're helping you upload the galleries to Mortar. They're helping you optimize, add the right keywords based on what people are searching for. And they're reporting back on how that's going and suggesting, maybe if we did this differently, we could see, more growth in how many people you're getting in front of. So it's truly like you're gaining a little mini marketing department by having your customer success manager here at Mortar.
Yeah. And I know that as we were showing you a company profile and you were seeing all those different company names listed on there, I'm not sure if any of you out there were thinking, oh my gosh, how did someone even put that together? That just seems kind of overwhelming and maybe like a lot of work. Well, but here at Mortar, once you're a subscriber, we really want to take Mortar off of your to-do list. And that's where our team comes in. And I personally am a customer success manager myself. So I work day in and day out on mortar.com in a variety of different profiles. So we're really here to help make this process easy for you and to really do a lot of that work on your behalf. So I always go into every call that I have saying, we don't want Mortar to be this nagging thing on your to-do list. So shoot me a quick email and tell me what you'd like to see in your profile and I can make it happen.
Yeah, and we also see a lot of our subscribers who, updating their website is a tedious, long, difficult process, or it's not super like user-friendly and intuitive. So to kind of bypass some of those challenges, they focus on making sure their Mortar profile is as robust as it can be. And they use that sometimes not in place of their website, but just as a way of kind of getting things out there faster to the right audience. And they don't have to do the work, right? They get to send over the images and say, hey, here's a project we worked on, figure out what else to add to it, and our team gets to work and kind of sends it to you and says, hey, it's ready to go. So
and what's great about that too, yeah, and what's great about that too is Mortar has an app as well. So for all of you out there who are addicted to your phone, like I can say Alexis and I probably are, we have an app out there too. So if you're out and you just happen to actually have a real networking session in person, how lucky you would be. You can quickly pull up the app on your phone and be able to show them the work that you do, or at least send them over to your profile through Mortar's app so that they can learn on the spot while they're traveling back home or, sitting at home later that evening thinking about their day. So very beneficial to have not only the online platform through like our website, but also through the app too.
Exactly. We meet users where they are, right?
Yes. So let's move on to So, and I'm telling you, we are just on time. We have 3 minutes to spare. So I haven't seen any questions come in just yet. So we're just so efficient. We're answering it for everybody. But we did include our names, our titles, and how you can reach out to us. So please, any questions you have, or even if you want to send another colleague of yours over our way so we can answer those questions, let us know. We're always here to support our audience. So please jot this down, take a screenshot of the screen really quick so you have it. But like I mentioned too, we will be sending a follow-up email. It should go out either today or tomorrow with a recording of this webinar as well as our contact information. So you'll have this available to share on or reach out at a later date. And last but not least, please follow us on social media. You'll always know what Mortar is up to and the company is showcasing on Mortar by following us on our social channels and engaging with us there. So anything else, Alexis, to share?
No, I don't think so. I think obviously we want as many companies as possible to join Mortar and have them be found by users. And, any questions that people have, our team is so happy to answer them and help you get started. So just don't hesitate to reach out.
Yeah. Well, great. So thank you so much for your time, everyone. And I hope you have a wonderful rest of your week. Bye. Thank you.